Okay, Bismillah. Okay folks, welcome back. Today's date is 8th of the 1st, 2014. Looking at Clip 57, Grade D, Mathswatch CD. That's the level of work we're looking at the moment. Multiplying fractions, proper and mixed. Now what we're going to be doing today, that particular exercise has multiplying and division. And we're just going to split them up into two exercises, multiplying fractions and dividing. The difference is very small, but to reduce the confusion, we're going to do as two separate exercises. So let's first of all go through some of the basic ground rules. So rules, number one, we change all and any mixed fractions that we have in the question always into top heavy first. Okay, so if you don't have any mixed fractions, nothing to worry about, you skip step one, you go into step two. But if you have any mixed fractions in your question, you must change them into top heavy first, and we know the procedure for that. It's the bottom part of the fraction, the denominator, times by the whole number, add the top number, that gets copied on top, and the bottom number gets copied on the bottom. Quickly, yeah? Now, step number two, we try. The key word is try, because some questions we won't be able to cancel. So we try to cancel, or another way to cancel is simplify. Now, this represents our fraction, the boxes here, the top number, bottom number, the numerator, denominator for both of these. Now, we can cancel diagonally, going across from here to there. We can cancel this diagonally, going from across to here. Or we cancel vertically on both fractions. So the red arrows represent the vertical cancelling that we're allowed to do, and this across represents the diagonal cancelling that we can do in the fractions. Now, one thing that we must be careful, when we start cancelling, which means dividing by the highest common factors in this direction, or these vertical directions, we must never ever get carried away and start cancelling horizontally. We cannot cancel horizontally. We can multiply horizontally, but not cancel horizontally. So this is not allowed, this part. Okay, so we've changed any mixed fractions into top heavy first of all. We've tried to cancel by dividing these two by their highest common factor, or these two by the highest common factor, or cancel this way. Now, after we've done that process, and we can't cancel anymore, we go to step three. Now, we multiply out the top numbers. We don't cancel top numbers, but we can multiply them out. Now, multiply out the top numbers, that gives you a top answer, and multiply the bottom numbers, that gives you a bottom answer. I'm using the words top and bottom at the moment rather than numerator and denominator, just to keep things a bit simple. Okay, for those of you who like the word numerator and denominator, by all means use it. The last step, after you multiply that the top numbers and you multiply the bottom numbers, the last step, number 4, is change any now top heavy answers back into mixed. Because when you give your answer for the examination, it's important that you give your answer in the simplest form, and simplest form is not top heavy. Top heavy fractions, we call them improper fractions, so we need to convert them into mixed fractions. Right, that's the rules. We'll be re-emphasizing the rules as we do the question. Let's start off some questions. Okay, question 3D. Okay, we have here 1 and 2/7 times by 3 and 1/3. Okay folks, right, let's have a look at this question over here. Are we ready? Yeah? Now, we have, what type of fraction is this called? This is called a mixed fraction, and this one is also called a mixed fraction. So if we have mixed fractions, we need to change them into top heavy first. Let me just quickly just move that side. Looking that way. Yeah? Now, we're going to start off with the 7. Okay. Right, we're going to start off with the 7, so we always start over here. 7, harmonic, times by, then add 2. So 7 times by 1 is 7, 7 add the 2 will give us 9/7. That's changing a mixed fraction into top heavy. So what we're saying in effect is in 1 and 2/7 we have 9/7 all together. Let's start the next one, start over here. 3 times by 3 is 9, then we add the 1, that will give us 10/3. Okay, so we've done the step 1, we're on to step 2. It says try to cancel in any of these directions. So diagonally and or vertically. So I'm looking over here at this question of let's see what direction we can get. Now, if I look in this direction here, 7 and 10. Well, 7 and 10 won't cancel. 7 is a prime number. It only divides by 1 in itself. It doesn't share any common factors with 10 apart from 1. And dividing by 1 is a useless calculation. So, these two won't cancel. They won't simplify. Now, look in this other direction now. So, I'm looking diagonally across the calculation. So, I'm going to take this one off at the moment to reduce any confusion. So 9 and 3, can we cancel those? Yes. Okay, let's have a look. What's the highest common factor of 9 and 3? What's the biggest number that will divide into 9 and 3? And the answer is 3. Excellent. So what we're going to do now, we're going to divide them by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then we do 9 divided by 3 is 3. This is the process of cancelling or simplifying in mathematics. By when we divide these two numbers by their highest common factor, the biggest number that they will divide you without giving a remainder. So we've done that part. That's as much as we can do on this question at the moment. We can't cancel anything else. We can't cancel vertically because these two are both prime, they won't cancel. 10 and 1, that's already simple. So we've done step 2. Now we're going to go on to step 3. So multiply out the top numbers and multiply the bottom numbers. Let's have a look at that step. So the 9 has now been replaced by a 3. 3 times by, and the top is this. So there's 3 times by 10. I'm multiplying out the top numbers according to the rule. So the bottom numbers now, multiplying the bottom numbers. 7 times by 1. Okay. So after we've got to work that out now. 3 times by 10 will give us 30. And 7 times by 100 will give us 7. Now we have the calculation. We're on step 4 now. Change any top heavy answers back to mixed. And also, a little bit, cancel, simplify again if you can. Because sometimes you might not cancel by the highest common factor here, and you might still have some factors left over here that you can cancel. So at the moment, that's not the situation, but we still have a improper fraction or a top heavy fraction. We're going to convert this into a mixed fraction to make the answer complete and finish. So let's have a look at that. Let's see how we interpret that one. We have 30 over 7. So, Amina, what does that little line stand for? That little line stands for? Divide. Excellent. So that says 30 divided by 7. Now, you have to think about a 7 times table, folks. Think about 7 times table. How many 7s go to 30? And the answer will be 7 goes into 30 4 times with a remainder of 2. So you put the 2 on the top. So 30 divided by 7, 30 divided by 7 is equal to 4, remainder 2, and you copy the 7 on the bottom. Okay, it's very important, folks, that you know after this last part. I'll go through it again. Top number divided by bottom number. 30 divided by 7. The whole number goes at the front, the remainder goes on the top, and the bottom number gets copied to the bottom. Okay, you've got to know the positions. Remember, whole number at the front, remainder at the top, and you copy the bottom number across, and you got your answer. And the final answer to this question here is 4 and 2 7ths. Okay, 4 and 2 7ths. Okay, folks, are we happy with this one question? Are you happy with that? Yeah? So this question involved mixed fraction. Let's have a look at a question without mixed fractions in there. Okay, I'm going to flip this off now. For those of you who are following us home on the YouTube and trying to learn these techniques, you need to pause it, just pause it, copy the notes down, rewind it, use the bar on the YouTube player to make the lesson work for you. Right, let's get rid of this part here and do another question. Okay, let's do another 2 questions and squeeze them in. 2/3 divided by 1/3. That's question 1b. Okay, let's put a line over here. Let's do another one. 2 9 3/4. Okay, 1B, that's the 1B, that's 2C. Okay, here we go folks, 2 more questions from the Mathswatch CD work. Remember clip 57? Right. I'll be using with my student today some additional work as well, which will be exercise 14 from the basic skills book, which is commonly known as the Apple book. So if you, so that will be an additional exercise with more questions in it, because I feel that the exercise hasn't got enough questions in it in the Mathswatch CD. So I'll be complementing my students with some extra homework questions. Right, let's have a look at this question here. How many ready? Okay, same rule, start from step number 1. Change all mixed and top heavy. Do you have any mixed here first of all? No. Leave step 1. Jump straight to step 2. Try to cancel or simplify diagonally or vertically. So let's have a go at that. So I'm going to look over here, the 3 and the 1, looking in that direction here. Can we do anything there? And the answer is no. 1 is already as simple as it can get. 3 is already a prime number, so there's nothing going to be simplified in that direction. Okay, let's just get rid of this for the moment. Okay, alright. Now, let's have a look in this direction here. This diagonal. So, any go in that direction? Oh, I'm shaking the head, which means no. So, you have 2 and 3, they're both prime numbers, they won't simplify either. So, what about 2 and 3 this way? No. 1 and 3 this way? No. So, we looked at all the directions. We looked diagonally. We look vertically and we can't cancel anything. Right, let's just get rid of all these bits over here. Okay, right. Now, we couldn't do this part because there's no mixed. We've tried to cancel but we can't cancel. So next part, number 3, step 3 says now multiply at the top numbers, the numerators, and multiply at the bottom numbers, the denominators. So let's have a look at that. So under 2 times by 1 is equal to 2. The bottom numbers now, 3 times by 3. Okay, now look at the answer. The answer is 2 9s. Now what type of fraction is that? Is that an improper fraction or a proper fraction? Proper fraction. The top number is more than the bottom number. That's how we use fractions. How we talk about fractions in that sense. Okay, you would never go into a shop and say I want, rather than saying you want 2 9 meters of something, you wouldn't say I want 11 9s, because that's improper fraction. You wouldn't use it in that way. So this is a nice proper fraction. Can we cancel it? That's a prime number. That's not a prime number. You can't cancel that any further than that. They don't share any common factors apart from 1, and divided by 1 is a no-go area because it doesn't do anything. So that question is done. Are we happy with that one? You finished that one. Okay, right, next question, question 2C. Now, change all mixed fractions in top heavy. I'm going through this because that's what the rules are. There are no mixed fractions, so what do we do to step 1? Skip it. Can't do it. Step 2, try to cancel, simplify diagonally or vertically. So let's have a look at these. Okay. So I'm going to look at this diagonal here. So Amina, 3 and 9, do they share any common factor? The common factor they share is 3. Excellent. So what we're going to do, we're going to divide them by 3, which is the highest common factor of 9 and 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Excellent, lovely. Right, let's have a look at the other direction. Let's have a look at this diagonal now. So, on 2 and 4, do they share any common factors? And the highest one is 2. So 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. And 4 divided by 2 will give us 2. Right, so we've done, we said try to cancel, which we've done. We haven't cancelled diagonally, but we're now going to multiply out. So we haven't cancelled horizontally, but now step 3 says multiply horizontally. That's the next part. So let's have a look at that now. So Amina, what do we have on top? What do we have here? 1 times by 1. On the bottom we have 3 times by 2. So 1 times by 1 is equal to 1. Okay folks, those of you following me home, 1 times by 1 is not 2. No matter how much you want it to become 2, it's still 1. Okay, I do get that answer quite a lot from the students. Okay, and 3 times by 2 will give us an answer of 6. Okay, are we happy with that so far? Now, we look at this fraction here and we think, can we cancel it any further? The answer is no, because we have a 1 on the top and 1 can't get any simpler than 1. Now, if you look at what else, is the question top heavy? The answer is no. This is a proper fraction and we have finished the question. That is done. Okay, take. Okay folks, I hope this technique of step 1, 2, 3 and 4 has helped to clarify the different steps that we do. Sometimes we skip a step because it's irrelevant. Now, in the next couple of videos when you come back, please come and join us in the next videos. We'll be looking at division of fractions. It will be the same clip number. And that particular video will have everything exactly the same, apart from you'll have an extra little, I call this the baby step 1.5. So division questions are done exactly the same as time with one little extra bit, which I will show you inshallah in the next video. So please join us in the next video. Until then, please, for those of you who want to follow us, want to follow the questions, do questions for homework, Clip57, grade D questions, Mathswatch CD, or if you guys are feeling a bit, and you've got this book here. Okay, right, hold on a second. Some contact numbers on there. Okay, here we have the maths, the basic skills book. Okay, so my sticker on there. Right, that's the book that you can use. And that one is exercise 14 for those who want to follow us. Thank you very much. Please join us back and we show you look at how to do division.